She got shot in the back, single shot straight in the back.
And things become unstuck.
Take that hinge out!
Oh, Gyprock Jono's going to be happy with you.
There may have been gale force winds outside last night, but the real storm was inside. Two couples are up for elimination, Phil and Libby and Pete and Tina. But the real showdown is between the boys, Phil and Pete. Neither of these guys is going down without a fight, so it's going to be a very interesting week.
If you're trying to help, Phil, why would you call me a and a mate?
Well, that's not true.
I know that's
You're an absolute
true.
liar.
I know that's true,
On
Phil.
top of everything.
The dramatic confrontation last night between nominated contestants Pete and Phil was caused by Phil wondering why a journalist was on site doing a story on Pete's past.
I know it did, Phil.
So what was it that Phil was supposed to have said?
I said to him, well, you know, it can't be too bad, and I was trying to put it in context. I said, oh, you know, it's not as if they're saying that you're a pedophile or something like that. He said back to me, oh, are you saying that I'm a pedophile? I said, no, Pete, I'm not saying that.
That's way easier than trudging the whole way around the swamp.
The storm has passed, but tensions are still unresolved, and the group work quietly to clean up and start the new week. Our new nominated couples have awoken to what could be their last week.
We feel okay about being nominated, it's just the reasons.
That's the rudest thing. That's so
low,
rude, Pete.
Low.
Pete feels good. I feel a bit on edge around here still, but, you know.
He really, really, really wants this house more than anybody here, and he's desperate for it, and I feel that maybe he would do desperate things to get it.
I think that people have to realise here, this isn't a game for groups. They all can't move in the house together.
We feel really close to everyone but Pete and Tina, and I guess actually Pete warned that we'd be next.
Phil hasn't said a word to us today, which is good, because he's a liar.
I told Phil to stop talking to him, that he's trouble.
I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to win this house for my family.
We're not going to play the same game as him. We're going to be ourselves. We're going to be straightforward and honest.
They've got an issue, a big issue now, because, you know, Pete said something which was true last night.
We're not going to play dirty or make up things or dramas. We're not going to go to that level.
Hey, she's putting mail in our boxes.
Nothing stays the same for long in the hothouse, and today is no different as Erica comes delivering more news.
Okay. Chris and Sarah left last night, which means that you are down to 8 couples. That also means that you're a whole lot closer to winning the $2 million prize. As well, we are entering a new phase, and that involves no more communal eating. You'll do all your cooking and all of your eating inside your vans. Just deposited something into your mailboxes. Go and grab it, don't open it, take it straight to the house.
Dear Ben and Kat, congratulations on making it this far.
From today, you have a 1 in 8 chance of winning the $2 million prize.
Now the game is moving to a new phase.
Each couple, 1, will be responsible for all design and construction decisions in one allocated section of the house.
All right.
2 has the right to do what they want to their section of the house, but any changes to previously agreed decisions must be paid for with Aussie dollars, which are controlled by the group.
When one couple is eliminated, the group will decide who inherits their section of the house. Brett and Jeff, you have been allocated the kitchen. Good luck. Well, no bloody kidding. That's it? Yeah. Get rid of it completely.
James and Nat, you have been allocated the study and the dining room.
You have been allocated to the master bedroom.
Oh, sweet.
Good luck.
The living pavilion. I think it'll pretty much stay as is.
All right, time to stir the pot. Well, I like the pantry anyways.
Entrance and hallways.
Kids' bedrooms.
The media room and laundry. Alrighty. Well, she can have the laundry, I'll have the media room.
They're going to hate me for the study.
Why?
Hey?
Why?
Because everyone wants it as an office.
Yeah, so do I.
I don't.
Well, bad luck.
I certainly wouldn't have one fixed ceiling light. I think you need to...
The child's retreat and bathroom.
I think we've got the best room.
Yeah, we can go crazy in here.
Oh my God, the house could turn out a big multicolored mess.
Yeah, I know.
We can do like murals, put things on the ceiling, pink elephants everywhere.
Oh, yeah, we're going to go to town. This is fun.
All halogens and yeah.
Go crazy.
Yeah.
It's not going to be as controversy as that media room's going to be amongst the group. So yeah, it'll be good.
Coming up, an insight into Pete's past.
We'll just hold it live.
But next, Ben the Klutz. The first job today is to hang the doors in the house. This is the last joint task before the couples move on to their own rooms, and Les wants to make it a little harder than it should be.
I just having a bit of a muck about with the guys, just swapping a few doors around so that see if they think before they put them on. The study, I reckon you two can do the study.
Yeah.
Kids' bedrooms, one of the kids' bedrooms down the front. You got the other kids' bedroom.
Sure.
And kids' bathroom.
Sounds great.
Righto, go.
Got it! All right, let's go. Where are you?
There's the kids' bedroom. Where's Benny?
It doesn't take long before Les's sneaky door switch is discovered by James and Nat.
Does it match up, James?
No, it doesn't.
Well, it's not the right door.
Oh, it's bed one. Okay, find that door.
Ben and Kat aren't far behind in making the same discovery.
Who's got bedroom 2? What door have you guys got? Bedroom 2. That's our door. Alright. Have you got ours? Yeah. Take that hinge off! Get it off!
Oh, Gyprock Jono's going to be happy with you.
Phil and Libby are the only couple not to notice they're working with the wrong door. They were recently nominated for elimination, and perhaps that's stopping them from focusing on the job at hand.
Okay, hinges on the right way this time.
Yeah.
While James and Nat are making rapid progress, having been the first couple to find the correct door.
Where's that drill? I'd love one right now.
Who's winning down here? Are they nearly finished? Nat? James?
We're finished! Finished!
No, we're not.
Yeah, true. They don't know that. There, done!
James and Nat finished first and will be rewarded later tonight.
Well done. We won.
No, you didn't.
Yes, we did.
Can I just show you minus 20 points?
What for?
Yeah, put a thing in the wall.
Who did?
Did you do that?
Your wall.
I did it.
Christian puts the finishing touches to his door, leaving Phil and Libby as the only couple yet to complete their task.
I can't believe this. As I said to you out there, make sure you got the right door.
Did you say that?
I did.
How would I make sure that we got the right door then?
Well, first of all, you got the hinges. It's on the wrong door totally. The hinges are supposed to fold together like that.
Does it not close?
No, not when you go. No. See what I mean?
Because Phil and Libby were the slowest to complete the task, they were handed the job of cleaning up after the storm. Now that the couples have been allocated their own room, their first decision is already upon them, to carpet or not to carpet.
Any ideas on what you would prefer to have?
Well,
tiles.
I'm thinking carpet. Because this is a kid, well anyway, I won't go crazy, but this is a kids retreat and I'm thinking carpet will be softer for them to play on.
But thinking of it as a kids retreat, you think that they'll be playing with their crayons, their paints and all that sort of thing.
Sure.
You know, we're going to have crazy kids. They're going to be painting the walls and everything, you know. So I think it has to be tiles.
My opinion is that carpet is going to be a better choice in here. Just
Rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah.
Best of 3? How are we going to resolve this?
I need to have a look at some of the options in carpets.
Yeah.
Libby got her way with the carpet, Phil got his way with the style.
I want everyone to look at the carpet we've chosen and everything and the paints and just think, what are they doing? And then when it's finished, think, oh, okay, that really works.
I want them to think, what were they thinking?
What are they doing? And then when it's finished, what have they done?
Yeah. It's like, why would they do that? Why would they do that? Yeah.
Pete's been put in charge of his beloved media room and he's determined to make his mark.
It's your baby.
It's my baby now, thank God. And it has to be carpet in here. I think being a media room, you need to keep the acoustics, the sound in. Also, for a comfort thing as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Family in here.
Let's just flick one of these out. Don't worry about the colour at this stage.
This is Pete's first chance to have things just how he likes them, but he makes an interesting decision.
I think before we decide on what colour we're going to use and what sort of texture, we need to talk to the couple that's doing the bedrooms, because we've basically made an agreement with them to use the same carpet in here as well. So
just to keep the same flow throughout the house, I think it's a good idea.
We find these are probably the best couple to talk to because they've got kids as well, so they're on the same wavelength as we are.
Okay. So, did you have anything in mind already?
We'd love to do something that blends nicely with the colours on the wall as well. Like
because there's some quite strong colours in here.
We haven't picked anything of colour at the moment, or just texture. I just went for a texture like this.
Pete explains his preference to Simon and Jules, and they're happy to agree with his decision.
I basically picked this one here. I like the texture base because it looks like soundproofing, and because it's quite thick as well, it will keep the acoustics in the room and warm the place up and make it look intimate. So that's the plan I'm going for.
I think it's great that we're talking to each other about what the rooms look like. Continuity throughout the house is paramount. So it's sort of good, and it's really good that it's been a decision that we all like and agree with. It makes everything a lot easier.
Yeah.
I'm actually quite overwhelmed by it because I've tried to make some decisions earlier and it just hasn't been sort of accepted. So I'm glad that I have this room to put my touch to it, and hopefully they like it, and they don't, and then they have to live with it.
Yeah, and I think you made a good choice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Coming up, the truth.
We just come back from a family drive with the kids.
And she just waved to me as I went past.
Watering her garden.
Victim card again. Victim card again. Victim card again. Victim, victim, victim. That's just wrong, Pete.
That's just evil.
That's just wrong. You know it's wrong.
Last night's fiery confrontation was sparked off when Phil got wind of a story about Pete's past. Pete's reaction had all the others accusing him of playing the victim.
That is too far, Pete.
In fact, Pete's past is indeed tragic. 4 years ago, his mother was murdered, and now, because the hothouse has put his life in the spotlight, Woman's Day has travelled to Bribie to get the full story.
Her life was taken from her. She was murdered. She got shot in the back, single shot straight in the back from her boyfriend at the time. And we looked down the road and we'd seen that was at Mum's house. We'd just seen ambulances and fire brigade, police tape.
The odd thing was we heard nothing.
That's the one thing I picture that thing first by seeing that scene at the front of my mum's house.
Pete has brought into the hothouse a treasured photo of his mum and dad.
She just had a radiance about her that attracted people to her. She had the blondest hair and the bluest eyes, and 4'11". She was like an angel. She was, and she was obviously struggling herself with the death of my dad.
What age were you when your dad died?
15.
So that must have been hard, Peter, as well.
Yeah, it was. I vowed to look after my mum, and because I moved close to her, and she was still murdered, made me think maybe I didn't look after her good enough. You know what I mean? The hardest part is she's the only person I could really talk to on a normal level.
Yeah.
She understood, and we thought alike. And to us, we didn't care what the other world thought. We knew we were right. We know what we're on about.
The pain of losing his mum was amplified by not being able to say goodbye as she lay in the ambulance.
They wouldn't let me see her. And
how hard was that?
That's still ripping me apart because they lied to me about, we don't want you in the van because we don't want you ruin evidence. I was just said, hang in there, mum, you know what I mean? Like, just
You told her how much you loved her?
Yeah. I just told her to live.
Sorry, Peter, if you want to stop at any time.
The final time they saw Pete's mum was just a few days earlier.
We just come back from a family drive with the kids.
And she just waved to me as I went past.
She was watering her garden. And you always look back on those times, the what ifs, what if only we had stopped at that time when we seen her out in the front garden.
The impact of this traumatic event almost pushed Pete over the edge.
I was going to myself. I wanted to do it so everyone could see the pain I was feeling. I had numerous counselling sessions, and I went recluse. I wouldn't leave the home.
And has changed his personality dramatically.
I don't trust people straight off. I was just worried about people knowing about it. I just didn't look forward to life. I was just expecting something to happen, but it never ever did.
It has made us stronger. It's made us a lot stronger. And, you know, we know how cruel people can be out there.
Pete and Tina feel their experiences have set them apart from the other couples in the hothouse.
Some of those people in that house have no idea what life is about. Like, you know, they've had mum, dad, they've, you know, had everything passed them on a platter and all those sort of things. They don't really know how cruel the world can be out there.
Only having spoken with Simon briefly, Pete and Tina haven't told any of the group, which lead to alleged accusations from Phil.
They've got something personal against me. Why should I tell them something personally about my life? Because it would just be cold-shouldered for me. And they're all assuming all this stuff about me. And I said, all will be revealed when you get out there. I'm here for Tina and my family, mate. That's it. I don't make friends because at the end of the day, they're gone, or they're going to vote me off, or I'm going to vote them off. End of story.
Despite the hardship, the hothouse could be a new chapter in their lives.
This would be a dream start, you know, for the children. And...
You know, at the end of the day, I'm here for my kids, mate. I need to give my kids a new life, a new start, a new beginning. And no one will break me because of that reason.
Coming up next, theories on who to trust.
Phil has contributed to the way Pete is in some regard.
I mean, to be honest, Pete could have misconstrued what Phil was saying, but...
Righto guys, what we're going to do is show you how to put on a window architrave, and then we're going to get you guys to do them all with our supervision. So, architrave Jack, we'll get Gyprock Jono.
First things first, learning how to use the drop saw with Jack.
With the drop saw, keep your timber hard up against the fence, fingers well clear, but push it firm.
Don't you just chop the end of them off?
Yeah, but we need to know a length, don't we?
Of course you do.
So you go and measure them.
Okay.
Pete seems to be having some trouble.
All right.
See how this clip return here? It's not pulling up behind the nail, okay? So, all right, and the nail's in the back to front, mate.
I think everybody's going to get a little more attached to their area.
Yeah.
I know I'm already saying like, oh, we can, you know, this is our area. We can do whatever we want to do. So it's pretty exciting.
Brett's already complaining about having carpet in here. And he went back and he goes, I don't want carpet in there. I said, well, you know, bad luck.
James, Nat and Brett work together on the study window, but it's not long before things become unstuck.
Daddy's got it upside down, he's joking.
No, it's not. That's
He cut it the wrong way. He cut it the wrong way.
It's back to front.
It's back to front.
He said.
That should be up the top.
What do you have to do?
No,
Come and I'll show you on the one we showed you.
I thought the flat edge always went around the windowsill.
Didn't pay attention.
Oh, did?
Did you? Yeah. So that's working.
So that square edge goes on the outside the
So
whole
just
way
say
around.
everyone's probably done it once in their life as an apprentice.
My dad's going to kill me.
But there you know. So you can fix it.
It's knockoff and time for the couples to rediscover their caravans. For the first time, they have to prepare their own meals in their vans tonight.
Been rationed 2 eggs. I'm now about to cook them gourmet style. It puffs up quite a bit and you can divide it into 2. What do you think?
It hit the top. Eggs on the roof.
Is it?
Yeah.
If this is our last week, we really want to put our mark on that room so that everyone will remember us. We know Pete and Tina are really popular, so we're not expecting to...
Yeah, we're pretty sure that, like from what we see,
We've
that
seen
Pete and
and
Tina have a lot of support.
Earlier today, James and Nat won Les's door hanging competition. As their prize, they were awarded the opportunity to entertain at the house with one other couple. The lucky duo, Brett and Jeff.
It actually feels pretty good because we've both all had dinner down here once before, and I think, well, for me anyway, it gave a better feel of the house.
It doesn't take long before the group reflect on Phil, Pete and last night.
Probably Phil has contributed to the way Pete is in some regard, but that's not necessarily, an excuse for the way that Pete's acting at this point.
I mean, Phil is one to stir people, and I mean, he does it to us all the time. I'm sure he does it to you guys to a point, not in a malicious way, but just sort of a fun way.
In jest.
So I mean, he could have. I mean, to be honest, Pete could have misconstrued what Phil was saying.
Yeah.
What Phil's past is, I mean, being on the street for years.
If anyone understands
why would he intimidate somebody in that way?
For anyone
and
to
say
understand
something that's ridiculous?
Phil would be the most inclined to, because Phil has been in a worse situation than Pete has.
That's right.
I mean, Phil's spoken to him about his past.
They can speculate all they like, but in the end, you decide. Remember, the voting lines are open. If you want to save Pete and Tina, just SMS the number 14 to 188 1110. Or if you want to save Phil and Libby, SMS the number 8. Tomorrow night on The Hot House, some on-site supporters put a bee in Brett's bonnet.
It really is not playing the game fair.
And the anti-Pete lobby get desperate.
I'd like to ankle tap him. See him fall flat on his face.